Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. In this episode, we're going to take a look at detransitioning. This is a woman who was born a woman. She took male hormones, became a man when she was younger, much younger, and now has decided that actually she's not a man. She never was a man, she doesn't want to be a man, and she wants to return to being a woman. Now, I have mentioned this before that there are some doctors and the trans lobby that are pushing children into this direction. Go on, become, transition, become that beautiful butterfly. And they're having irreversible surgeries, destroying their lives at the behest of these dangerous groups and these, strictly speaking, doctors that should be struck off without full psychological or psychiatric testing, without a complete understanding of what's about to happen to them, and without any kind of control. But this woman is reversing, and good luck to her. But we'll take a look at this article and keep it as a warning, really, for others who are thinking, oh, I think I'll become whatever I want to be, because you're never going to be what you want to be. Anyway, here's the article. So yeah, woman 27, says the headline, who had mastectomy and took male hormones for 6 years, is detransitioning back to being female after realising being a man didn't represent who she is. That's right, she was never a man. Alia Ismail, 27, from Michigan, is detransitioning back to female. At the age of 18, she had realised she was not comfortable in the body she was born in. My God, I'm not comfortable in the body I was born in. I mean, I used to be fit, but you know what? I've put a few pounds on now. Nothing I can do about it. She underwent surgery and went by a male name, Issa, but is now using Alia again. The 27-year-old realised being a male identity, Issa, did not represent who she was. At the age of 18, one woman found that she was not comfortable in the body she was born in and began the journey of transitioning to male. No, began the journey of transitioning to a woman who was dressing as a man and pretending to be a man. But it's one of the rare ones, because usually it's the other way around, male to female. So for it being female to male isn't as bad, because unless you have the absolute extremes, you do tend to retain things like a womb, so you are still capable of having children. If you go the other way, of course, and go post-op, children, that will never happen. But anyway, after spending 6 years completing the process, Alia Ismail, 27 from Michigan, is detransitioning back to female after realising her new identity did not represent who she was. Alia began to use the male pronouns and dress more masculine at 18, undergoing a medical transition at the age of 20 and taking hormones to increase testosterone. Can increase your testosterone, love, won't make you a man. The 27-year-old legally changed her name to Issa in 2015 and underwent a double mastectomy in 2016. And here she is as when she went masculine. Won't say male, she wasn't male, but she was masculine. And there's her now at the reverse. Now, I will say that taking all those male hormones has made her face very masculine yet. She's lost any kind of femininity from the face, any kind of rounded edges. It is a very masculine face now, and she'll have that for the rest of her days, I'm afraid. And that's that's the sadness. That's what comes from not seeking psychiatric help, really, isn't it? Anyway, Alia said, when I first came out as gay, it was quite easy with my family. As far as transitioning, my grandparents were very accepting but lacked understanding, and my mother came to understand my feelings better as my transition continued. I bet it would have been a different regard had you been male going female. Just putting that out there. The 27-year-old says that she does not regret her decision to have surgery or taking hormones. She added, "It was a key time in my life of self-discovery into the person I am today." Yeah, basically you were young and stupid and didn't seek appropriate help. My family were neutral in their feelings. No, your family were not neutral in their feelings. Your family presented as neutral. They identified as neutral. You can guarantee they were not neutral. They would have cared deeply, but they were willing to hold it in for your sake. They knew that I was strong enough to put myself through this unknown journey again and were proud of me for being true to myself. You don't even know who you are. I have stopped taking the hormones and I've received laser hair removal. I don't have a plan to do anything else, but I do understand that things could change in the future. What, you're going to go back to being a man again? This is why I say it's a psychological issue. It's a mental illness. This isn't an attraction. This isn't a sexual thing. It's a mental thing. Alia said that she since stopped taking the hormones, her testosterone dropped tremendously, but her estrogen levels have stayed the same, and they will. She says that she was on testosterone for almost 7 years and that her body needs time to adjust. The 27-year-old added that the decision will be made in time if she needs to take anything to boost her estrogen. She will. She has completely screwed up her internal biochemistry. Alia has been incredibly open about her journey and hopes to help others who are struggling with their identity. Well, I mean, I'll admire her for coming out and saying it. I mean, it is brave to do that, so I will tip the hat for that respect. But it doesn't remove the fact that there are people who allowed this to happen. There are doctors who did this surgery who are now sitting there thinking, well, why did I do that surgery? She obviously wasn't ready for it because she ultimately didn't want it. This should have been worked through with a psychiatrist before she ever went under the anaesthetic. Decisions are hard no matter what they are, and I hope we can all stay open-minded to understanding why instead of projecting our insecurities and judgment. It isn't insecurities. If you think it's insecurities, you have another thing coming. What this is people who respect life enough to know that your problem isn't that you were in the wrong body. It's that your mind needs help. It's a mental illness. But I think it would be different if you were a boy who transferred or trans to a girl, transformed, into a girl, and then was sitting now wanting to go back and thinking, is there any chance of attaching me testicles? Because them days is gone. I mean, I wish her well. I hope she gets back. I hope she sorts out her mental issues. But ultimately, she'll never have a life as a woman proper. It'll never be the same. She'll have lost a lot. And all because she didn't get the right sort of help. Anyway, I shall come up and round this off. I think ultimately she's been lucky in that she's a woman returning to being a woman and not a boy who's, say, at 12 taken puberty blockers, had female hormones, gone post-op, lived a few years as a woman, and then suddenly realised, my God, I'm not trans, and wants to go back, because that ship has sailed. And that is why I think the trans lobby is so dangerous. Now, people have rights. You don't attack the trans man, trans woman. You don't attack anyone for whatever it is. You don't attack the people, but you attack the groups. You attack the ideology, because people have rights, ideas do not, and organisations do not. So, whilst I won't attack any individual trans person, I will attack the trans lobby, because they target children, and any child that is young and, oh look, there's a boy playing with a doll, he must be wanting to be a girl, push, and they get onto social media and they push an agenda, And children are Stockholm syndromed often into things like this, into believing they are something that they're not. And that's dangerous, and it's child abuse, and it happens. And I attack organisations that encourage it and that allow it and that stand up to it. I will attack individual trans people if, for example, it's the man who has become a woman in his own mind and is then R-wording women or attacking or using that to spy on them. Yeah, of course I'll attack that, because that's just criminal behaviour and is wrong, and morally, ethically, and legally wrong. So yeah, you can attack him with impunity. But I'm talking about the individual such as this woman. I won't attack her. I feel sorry for her, but I at least know that she can have some modicum of a normal life. As I say, if it was a male to female and back to male, that would never happen. So yeah, I wish her luck in the future, but we have to be completely wary of any organisation like this that pushes this agenda. And it is all agenda. It is crafted. It is cared for. You have the likes of Stonewall, who ended up having no actual reason for existing because they'd achieved everything they set out to achieve. And so they had to find another hill to fight. And so they went with the trans rights. But the people are pushing back. You can't have trans in sports. No. And the fact that they insisting that they have the right to tell me how to use words, I find that offensive. You can call yourself whatever you like, but you have no control over my mind, over my words. I will call you what I want. If you don't like it, well, tough. But there we are. I shall round off here. Just by saying that I hope anyone who is considering transforming, do not think of yourself as a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Think of yourself as a very vulnerable human being with a mental condition who really needs to seek psychiatric help first, because that ultimately is your problem. Anyway, if you like what I say and do on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.